to the behind the scenes of creating the choir. So this all came about that we asked Miguel in Spain to make audio recordings of the mass parts for us and sent them to us so that the choir members could then record their voices. So Miguel's part sounds like this, which is something we all know as the Holy Holy, but there's obviously no voices on it. So we then recorded ourselves singing. So for example, this is Mom and me. So there's silence at the beginning. And then it's just our voice, so that once I play both, it sounds like they were recorded together, even though I just put one on top of the other. So, for example, now Nadine has joined the choir, and that's just Nadine. So you can see I need to make her a little bit louder. So now, I've also added the payolas. So this is what they sound like. But if I play the piano and them, you'll notice that it doesn't quite line up yet. They're a little off. So that's obviously not them singing wrong. They've just recorded and they've maybe just hit the record button a few seconds before the rest of us did. So then if you want to come a little closer so you can see what I do here is I grab just a little bit of empty space and I push their voices back just a bit so that I can see about when they line up, and then I can test it with the piano part. So that sounds pretty good. And I like to listen to a few of the bits just to make sure that it still lines up. And I'm quite happy with that. And then the last thing I can check, again, if you come a little closer, about here you can see that we all kind of take a little bit of a breath, which is where there's like nothingness in between. We all have it in the same spot, but they don't all line up immediately, so the payolas seem to come in just a tad bit early. So then I would play it again from about here. So if you hear that, they come in just a tad too early. I'll play it once more. And because they're too early, I'm going to just, again, grab some emptiness and just push them back ever so slightly. And that already sounds a lot better. And that shows then that they line up with the rest of the choir. So I just check that again with this other bit. They seem to be all right. And if they hold the note too long, which they've kind of done here, I can just grab the end of it and I just add a fade out. And all that does is it makes it sound like their note isn't held as long. So now if we go back, hit save always, and then if we go back and add the rest of the choir, now we have a Holy Holy with everyone included. And playing over the whole thing with everyone, I just make sure that it all still lines up. So there's a little bit of something in Nadine's voice, so I think I'll play with her voice a little bit, adding a few more little spots of emptiness to push some of her voicings back. And the last thing I'll do is play with the volume, where I can make each choir member louder or softer, or I can make the piano louder or softer. And that's kind of how we create the virtual choir. I hope that was interesting. Bye.